Today we're going to replace an inoperable backup camera on a 2015 Ford Expedition. The camera goes right in here, right above the license plate, and to do that we're going to have to take off the this plastic cover here, or at least partially take it off. And we'll start by taking off this pull down strap here. And that will give us access to 4 screws that hold on that decorative cover that goes across the back of the liftgate. The camera is located right here above the license plate. The tools that you'll need for this job include Phillips screwdriver, a 10mm socket, and extension drive. Of course, the ratchet handle. You'll need a Torx screwdriver with both T20 and T15 bits. The pry bar can come in handy in getting the back cover off. This molding removal tool will definitely come in handy in getting these parts free from the body without scratching the paint. And you may need some liquid nails for gluing a sheet back on. If you're careful in removing this plastic inner sheet, you could just put it back on with the adhesive that the factory used. And optionally, it's nice to have a power driver for taking those screws out. And of course, you'll need the camera and some of these fastening clips for putting the molding strip back on that holds the camera. I will include links in the description on where you can get the camera and these clips. And speaking of cost, this camera is about $160, $160 to $175 online. If you went to the dealer and bought it there, this camera is $415. So this job, if you take it into the dealer, it's going to probably end up costing you somewhere in the neighborhood of $700, maybe more. The first step in removing this black cover piece off of the liftgate is to take off this pull down strap right here. There are 2 screws, they're Torx 25 screws that come out, and then this thing comes completely out. To remove this plastic cover, you first have to remove this pull down strap, which will take a Torx screwdriver with a T20 bit. Once you get this guy off, there's 2 screws, and you got to come in here with a molding removal tool. It's a plastic tool so it doesn't scratch the paint, and then just start pulling down on this guy. And there's several posts that go into receptacles here. They'll have to come loose, and they may break off. I had 2 of them break off that I had to glue back on using JB weld. The camera housing on the liftgate is held in place by 4 10mm screws. That's the size of the socket you'll need, is 10mm. Because that's one of them. And if I go back here, you can see the other one. There's 2 more on the other side. You need an extension and a long socket, or two extensions, or a longer extension and a shorter socket to get these. Next, you're going to have to pop off this cover strip using a puller or a wedge like this, and all of these fasteners here broke when I first popped it off. Only 2 of them came out undamaged, so I'm going to have to replace the broken ones. This is the new camera. That's the little bugger. And it will plug in right here. Of course, you have to take the old one out. And there's a retaining clip that holds it in place. Okay, the camera's installed. Now we've got to put the broken clips back in and remount this guy. Alright, I bought the set of 20 of these clips. 20, I think that's 20, 15 or 20, whatever. And so they have to go in here. So, I've already tested the camera. So now I'm ready to put this back in place. I line up these clips to where they go. It's done. Now we just put the screws in and close up the back panel. I'll just reverse the process, putting it back in. I'll start out with the ratchet and then use the power driver. There's a lot of threads on these guys. Okay, that part of it's done. I'm going to use some liquid nails adhesive to glue that plastic sound cover back on. Okay, now it's a matter of getting these guys lined back up. Slot and get it into this. And that's it. Job finished. Now we can test it and make sure it works okay. All right, now for the acid test. We'll see if this camera is working. Yep, we got a working camera. Hooray! We're on to the next project.